You're a photographer. You're a personal trainer. So you're already gifted. And like I said earlier, you don't know it because it comes so natural to you. So we're going to tap into how do we create a button. So there's three things. Hey, what's going on, family? It's Zaay, and welcome to the GUAVA Life Podcast. If you're someone looking to grow right now in any area of your life, whether that's your faith, your health, your relationships, your business, especially your content, you are in the right place. I just love to have conversations about mindset, the disciplines, and the habits that it takes to pull the thing God has put in each and every one of us and pull it out and make a difference in this world that we're living in. And of course, I like to start every episode by saying thank you. You do not have to be here. You did not have to hit that button just because someone shared this with you. You did not have to press play. So I do not take that lightly. And I want to say thank you very much for taking a moment to listen in on what we have to talk about on today. And a huge shout out to the Freedom Writers. For those of you who know, you know. Those of you who don't know, you will soon find out. AKA, hit the link in the description or the show notes if you're watching or listening on Apple or Spotify, right? Our Freedom Writers is a Bible writing community. I write my Bible every single day on TikTok Live, and I've just built a community for accountability centered around God's word, and we all love the word. We share our journeys with each other, pray for each other, and just keep each other encouraged and do life together. You know, we weren't meant to do life alone, so being able to play a small part in each other's lives has been incredible. So shout out to the Freedom Writers, and you guys are more than welcome to join us. And of course, GUAVA School students, I love and appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. Super inspired by all of the growth and your confidence, your consistency, all of that good stuff. And I look forward to what God has for all of us as we continue to move forward, right? So, hey, if you find something insightful and impactful or share worthy by the end of this episode, I hope and pray that you can leave a review, 5 stars, or leave a comment and let me know what helped you the most and what you like to hear about as we go forward and some of your questions. And then of course, share this with somebody you love, a business partner, a spouse, or someone in your church. I love to be able to just get this message across to more people because I find that it's valuable. And I might be biased, you know, it is my podcast, so I have to say it's valuable, but as I look back over my life, especially recently, I've stumbled across a lot of new things. And before I was more of a talker, you know, okay. I'm on a podcast and I'm calling myself a talker, but like literally a talker, someone that would do a ton of research and not apply anything. But over the past 4 years, I've been put in uncomfortable situations simply by taking action. And there's a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of things that you all have to learn. No matter what I share over the next couple of weeks, you still have to go out there and make your own mistakes. I'm just sharing off of what mistakes I have come across. Some of the information I have received, I have implemented, but at the end of the day, it's just information. You have to take that action. You have to surround yourself with the right voices, the right people to take yourself to that next level. We tracking? So I know over the past couple of weeks, you know, I started this podcast 8 weeks ago, and we talked a lot about the systems and the mindset that it takes to transform your life in any kind of way. And there was a lot of thought, a lot of the way you think, a lot of the way you approach certain things. And as I cut to the end of that season on last week, I want to move into season 2, where we get really real in the weeds of what it takes to take your life to the next level, centered around what you already love, what you're already gifted in. And that's what the next couple of weeks are going to be about. How to make a livable life, or a livable income doing what you love. Not doing more of a bunch of hustles and all that. No, just systemizing and getting really, really focused on that one thing that you want to do, that you will wake up and do with no problem. I heard somewhere today, I believe it was on Instagram or TikTok, of course. It was an old conversation between Bishop T.D. Jakes and Stephen Furtick, Pastor Stephen Furtick. And T.D. Jakes was just mentioning how you know you're really gifted is everyone can see it but you, because it comes to you so normal. And there's so many times I have conversations with different people and the things they do blow my mind. And I'm sure I'm the same way when it comes to other people watching what I do. But every conversation I have, I love to seek out what is the gift? What is the thing that you love to do? And if you've ever had a conversation with Zaay, Zaay tries to put a framework. Zaay tries to put a system in place where like, man, you could serve a lot of people doing that. You could make a coaching business doing that. You could build a school community doing that. And I've done a lot of that talking one person at a time, and I'll never stop doing that one person at a time. But as I've gone over the last 4 years, I've become the communications director at my church. I've started with my iPhone, and I've learned from my mentor, my pastor. He's taught me so many different things. I've learned from my experiences. I learned from my Bible so many ways to just get it right? Get a little bit better every single day. I made a ton of mistakes, and you're going to continue to make a ton of mistakes. So nothing that I'm sharing over the next 3 or 4 weeks about how we can get clear on that is going to replace the fact that you got to go out there and bump your head a bunch of times for you to get it right. I just want to help you bump your head a little bit less. So you're going to bump it a lot, but it's still going to be less than if you just keep going out there with no clear path or no clear direction, right? So just looking back on what has happened in the last 3.5 years, the system that I've learned to use, the teams that I've learned to build, the delegation, the automation, being able to get clear on what I want to do, and the amount of growth that I've seen in people that have been around, without boasting, without bragging, it's all glory to God that people around me have been able to see, I guess, the gifting that I have and my voice and being able to store systems to be able to develop people and allow them to prosper in different areas so that they can be great. So here I am just trying to share that same experience with you guys. So again, how to make a living off of what you already do great, what you already love. We're gonna spend the next 3 weeks talking about just that. But there are 3 things that it's gonna take. 3 things, and they may sound a little foreign depending on what field you're in or how much experience you have in this area, but we're gonna build a real business right now. We're gonna build a real machine right now. I'm not gonna talk about softwares or products that I've never used. I'm gonna talk about some of the experiences that I have right now, some of the things that I've learned over the past 8 weeks, and some of the things I've learned over the past 3 or 4 years being the communications director at my church. There are a lot of things you see. There's a lot of things you get to see. So there's 3 phases, okay? We need to build an offer, which is what we're gonna focus on today. We need to figure out who our audience is, which we're gonna figure out over the next couple of weeks. And then we need to figure out how we're going to get paid, okay? So stay with me, all right? Today is simple, very, very simple, because we're gonna turn what you already know into something that people can actually buy. I remember having a conversation with one of the bros years ago now, and he was in NJIT, but by the way, I used to do this all the time, and I want to share this with anybody. The hack to life is 2 things. Go to the library, right, because books are free. Information is very much free. Outside of ChatGPT and all that stuff, books are like, it's just this aesthetic behind reading a book and really sitting down and getting locked in. Number 2, find somebody that's in college, right? You may or may not be able to, but without like infiltrating the campus, go hang out on campus. There's so many geniuses on campus, and we'll get into how you can like leverage that information. But shout out to Worm, man. He said this to me one time. We used to have a bunch of conversations. He shared, man, you got it together. All you need is a button. If you give people a button, they're gonna press it. And if they press it, and on the other side of it, you fulfill the promise that you made on the front of that button, you make whatever living you want. And hear me when I say want. A lot of people say, well, you're not a millionaire yet. Yeah, things still take time. Yeah, life still happens. Yeah, discipline still plays a huge part. But that's what I mean about the system is the system. And I'm gonna start by sharing the system. Your discipline, your habits, your consistency, your community, well, that all will vary, and those play a huge part in all of this as well. So I don't want us to miss that. All right. So yeah, I had a skill. Yeah, I had a voice. Yeah, I wanted to help a bunch of people, but I didn't create anything for people to grab. I didn't create anything for people to, a button. I didn't create a button. So the name of today is what is going to be our button. Our skills are great. You're a photographer. You're a personal trainer. You work out every single day. You're a teacher. And the teacher is my favorite person to talk to just by looking at the wages of the way teachers get paid. Right? You have a classroom. We had a glimpse of it during COVID where we had virtual classrooms. So think about if you have a physical classroom and a virtual classroom, there's no need to complain about salaries when you can create your own virtual classrooms with the things you're already knowing. You create those lessons. You create the fun. You do all of that. So you're already gifted. And like I said earlier, you don't know it because it comes so natural to you. So we're going to tap into how do we create a button. We don't need 20 buttons. We need a button. Okay. So we're going to get clear. There's a few questions that you just have to ask yourself. So there's 3 things. What do you know? Who do you help? And what are you selling? Those 3 things, by the end of this episode, we get clarity on. I'm going to give you homework. We're going to get clear on those exact things, and we're going to move on. And hopefully, like I said, in this season, we're not just talking. I want us to really break it down. I really want us to do the homework and put these things into action. And I want to hear results. I want to see results. These are things that I'm going to be doing in real time. So I'll show you results, right? 8 weeks ago, I didn't have a Freedom Writers community. I didn't have GUAVA School existing, right? 4 years ago, I didn't have a 40-man team, right? Believe it or not, they're volunteers. No, first of all, let me clear that up. I don't have a 40-man team. No, I do not. There's 4 different departments that I've been leading over the past 4 years. The total just comes out to be 40 people, and I don't necessarily lead everyone. I lead the layer that leads them. So sorry, I plugged that in, but I like to be truthful, so I had to make sure I cleared that up. So yeah, we want those things to get, we want to get clear on those things, right? So starting with the first one, what do you know? How can we figure out what like some people will look for the pretty thing. Okay, well, I can't really teach anybody anything. I don't really have a skill, right? We look for what we know in a skill set. Skill sets are great, but we have to also look at our experience. What transformation happened in our lives? You might not think, oh, I can't coach. I can't teach somebody how to do X, Y, Z. Okay, personal trainer. You don't have to be a personal trainer, by the way, but you don't have to be certified or anything like that. To be able to put a button out there that tells a father, because I used to be 200 pounds, heavier than I should be, and I was able to lose that weight over a 2-year span. Well, my friend, there's your button. How to go from 300 pounds to 180 in a 2-year span. Are you a father looking to lose XYZ weight over the next 2 years so you can spend more time with your family? Because you have a new kid on the way, right? You don't have to do behind the button. You know that thing that you offer to the people is the thing you did over the last 2 years to go from X weight to Y weight. You did this. Package that, you put it behind the button, and you offer that to people. Do not get caught up in looking for the skill, the pretty thing, the thing that glows. There's a lot of equity. There's a lot of freedom in something that's hidden in your experiences, hidden in your story. Like we talked about in week 1, the very first episode of this podcast, there are 5 things that'll change your life. The source, the squad, the skill, the story comes before the solution. So yeah, the skills can be developed. Their story was already experienced. It's already there. If you're a mom, have students in my GUAVA School community that are singers, that are chefs. One is simply a parent who has a child on the spectrum. So she wants to lean in and help other moms that are dealing with that. What's the offer? Ways to help your child, toys that can help with the child, activities you can do. There's so many things at our disposal that we can create, but we have to lean into the story. It's not always about the skill set. Find your story, find the experience that you want to lean all the way into, and go for it. Me right now, I'm the communications director at my church. So this is a new one. I won't even share the business that I'm already doing. Right now and over the next couple of weeks in this whole season 2, I'm gonna start a brand new one from scratch. We use a platform called Planning Center. I love Planning Center. I love getting organized. I love building systems to grow and keep the church small, keep the church growing, predictable growth. So that's what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks with you guys right now. So what's my skill? I love to build systems. And I'm going to help pastors manage their churches using Planning Center. I'm going to do that right now with you guys. So I'm not just going to talk it. I'm going to do the homework right alongside us. Who do you help? Get specific about the person you serve. Like I said, pastors, for me, pastors, moms, single dads, teachers, students, athletes, coaches. Get specific. I want to help pastors struggling to maintain growth in their churches. Okay. What do I know? I know how to use Planning Center. I know how to build teams. I know how to build culture. I know how to create systems. That's what I know. Who am I going to serve? Pastors, the local church. So I'm going to serve. So I want you to write these things down as we go. Put it in the comments. I would love for you to put in the comments who it is you want to serve. These 3 things, I would love to see what's out there. That way we can get creative. We can dive in to more specifics. I'm not going to try to make this about me. I am going to walk along this journey with us, but I'm not going to make this about me, okay? So, but right now, the only experience I have is me and some of my student stories, as we'll continue to talk about as well. What are you selling? What are you selling? Package the solution into a simple offer. Simple offer. One button. One button. You don't have to create it and put it out there right now. That's not what we're doing today. Today we're doing an audit. What do I know? Who do I want to serve with what I know? And what am I selling? Right? There's a spectrum to this. And I teach a lot about this inside of the GUAVA School. This is a shameless plug to invite you in so we can have this conversation continuously. There's a free layer. It's a paid community, but there's a free layer where you can learn enough just by coming in and sharing some of the things that you want to learn and grow in. The direction you want to take this podcast, join the GUAVA School community, put these 2 together, get you around some people that are trying to do the same thing, and let's take it there. That's my way of begging, and that's the last time I'm going to beg, because I really want to see people making a difference in this world. And I believe, most people that watch me or most people that see me or hang around me, I'm sure the more we can make, not that it's about money, but the more people we can influence and lead to the kingdom by living out the gifts that God has put inside of us. Stewardship. That's what this is all about. All right. So we want to focus on those 3 things. Again, I'm going to repeat them. What we got today, we're building an offer. 3 simple questions to ask yourself. What do I know? Who do I want to serve? And what am I going to sell them? Get clear on those 3 things. Go deep. Take an audit. Ask the friends around you. Man, if someone were to come up to you right now and say, man, who is Zaay? Like, what's Zaay about? What are they going to say? And lean into that, because that's how the world views you. Not in a, I got to do what they want, but you kind of got to give them what they want in a way. Seek out problems. Look at what is the biggest problem in the local church, for example, with what I'm sharing. Biggest problem is people are coming in through the front door and leaving out the back. And pastors are still using spreadsheets and Excel and all of these other things, and they can't really figure out where the leaks are coming from, and so that's me getting clear. But that came from my experience. I've been in the game for the past 4 years on staff, noticing these areas that I'm trying to plug. Now I've gained experience and realizing, wait, there are more buckets with holes in them that I can plug. So now we're gonna make it a product, and we're gonna grow these churches, and we're gonna build and help these pastors have a peace of mind and focus on speaking and teaching that word and equipping their church the right way based on real data, real information. That's important when it comes to growing the kingdom. I see the value there. I want to play a part. I want to be a part of that solution. So I'm going to create that offer, and we're going to build that offer together in real time. Literally, I'm going to literally create a TikTok called Plan with Zaay. If you're watching this right now, follow me on TikTok, Plan with Zaay. That's the new project, right alongside you. All right, so here's your homework. I'm done. It's really, I wouldn't say it's that simple, but it's that simple. And I want to give feedback. I want to receive feedback. So again, join the GUAVA School community, completely free. Come in there, introduce yourself, and bring this homework with you. We meet 3 times a month, going over the same thing over and over. We want to get clear. That's what we're here for. Or just simply leave a comment, and we'll get to it. Okay, so your homework: write your offer in 1 sentence. Write your offer in 1 sentence. That's step 1. Because when you write your offer in 1 sentence, next episode, we're going to figure out how to communicate that 1 sentence in all of your content and create this content machine. Okay, we're getting practical. We're getting into it now, family. So I hope you found something valuable from this episode. I know I ranted. I know I yapped. But I want to make it as simple as possible without getting into all the details. Again, that's what GUAVA School is about. We can get into the details. We can get face to face and ask a bunch of questions and ask other people. But right now, what do you know? Who do you want to serve? And what do you want to sell them? Write that in 1 sentence. I want to help pastors get clear, predictable growth, knowing who's coming to their church, how to have more people come to their church, how to have more people stay at their church, and put the proper things in place to grow and disciple their people. And I'm going to do that in the form of a coaching, consulting. That's my product. That's my offer. Next week, we get clear on the messaging. All right. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please share this with somebody you love. Please, I encourage you to continue to get up and venture anything. You got this. Till next time. Peace.